Hi, welcome to this webinar presentation about meditation, and you will also experience a live 5-minute meditation. So I invite you to tune in with me, and we're going to go into a PowerPoint to see what meditation is and why it is important to practice meditation and different types of meditation you can practice. So meditation here, the subtitle, the art is the art of silencing the mind. Meditation is a practice to observe how the mind is usually working and to bring it to a silence, inner calm. So what we're going to talk about today is the 5 points of yoga. Those are very dear to me. They're in the tradition that I learned, and meditation is one of the 5 points of yoga, actually. We're going to see what is meditation. We're going to talk about the famous monkey mind that most teachers talk about when they mention meditation. Why and how to meditate. 9 guidelines for a silent meditation, and then a 5-minute live meditation. The 5 points of yoga. So I discovered yoga in its entirety, like as a whole philosophy, in 2012. I became an instructor in 2014. I had a very intensive immersion in India in 2012, and then in the same Indian school in the Bahamas in 2014, a month each time, and it was full-time, 24/7. And they really talk to us every day, every class, every practice about the 5 points of yoga. And those are meant to help us, each individual, no matter what our lifestyle is or where we come from or where we live. If you pay attention to those 5 points, you can find your inner balance, your personal individual balance. And those are proper exercise, proper breathing, proper relaxation, proper diet, and the 5th point, which we're going to talk about today, is positive thinking and meditation. And as per the teachings of Sri Swami Shivananda, who lived from 1887 to 1963, he is the teacher after whom the Shivananda Yoga exists, was created, is taught around the world, and that's the tradition that I learned and that I teach as a passion and a mission to share those incredible tools. Let's dive into the topic. What is meditation? Meditation is a practice that invites the mind to become calm and silent. And we will talk about why we need to invite the mind to become calm and silent. We will talk about the famous monkey mind. Meditation opens the door to intuitive knowledge. When you take a moment to invite the mind to become calm and silent, what happens is other sort of answers come to you. It could be considered another kind of chatting, but you feel the difference. It is more intuitive, it feels right, and you know where you need to be and how to answer the questions you might have in life on your own path. Many benefits come from meditation, and it's being proven scientifically more and more each day, as science is now looking into meditation, even though meditation has been in existence for at least 5,000 years in the Buddhist tradition and in yoga tradition, and probably all around the world under many other names. Benefits: you gain clarity of mind, openness of the heart, you gain mindfulness in general, emotional, mental, improved relationships, you can have improved cardiovascular functions because you invite the mind, body, and breath to calm down. It is a core practice. It's at the core of yoga, or the practice of yoga. Actually, all the other practices of yoga, you might know yoga as being a series of postures and breathing exercises. Postures are called asanas. Well, if you go to India and practice really intensive yoga, you learn that the asanas, the postures, and the breathing exercises are actually all meant to guide us to be able to sit down and meditate. Meditation is really the end goal of all yogic practices or any spiritual practice, because you want to find your inner self your answers inside yourself. Let's talk about the monkey mind. So it is often compared, our mind as human beings is often compared as a monkey jumping from branch to branch. If you take a moment to observe your thoughts, you might notice your thoughts are jumping from one to the other, and you don't really have any control over your thoughts. They just come and go, they bring you into the past, they bring you into the future, you rehash whatever happened, you're creating hypotheses about what might happen in the future. That's the famous monkey mind we talk about. And however, that monkey mind might be appropriate in certain instances and might be good to reflect about things, but sometimes it becomes overwhelming and it can control us. And what meditation invites us to do is to calm down, to tame the monkey mind so that you regain control of who you are. And you can still have thoughts and still use your brain and your mental activity, but you use it mindfully and you use it with a purpose, not like an army of monkeys jumping left and right with no direction whatsoever. So the monkey mind, we're going to learn to observe our thoughts and train the mind to take a step back from its constant chatter. That's what meditation invites you to do. It helps process information in a clearer way and prioritize more easily. Why meditate? Well, we already mentioned, the monkey mind and wanting to bring that to a calm and silent state. It brings really deep inner peace, not only of the mind, but also of the body and breath, invites all your senses to tune in. Our senses are constantly tuned out. We're aware of what's going on around us. We're all day long, we're responding to other people, to outer situations, our obligations, what we mean to do with our day is always tuned toward the outside. Meditation invites us to tune in. And that's a good thing to do for a few minutes a day, to gain that practice of tuning into yourself, regaining control of who you are and where you actually want to go. It helps you reach your goals with more clarity of mind. How to meditate? Well, meditation is for everyone and anyone. There's no age where one should start. Actually, the earlier the better, but it's any time you start is a good day. When to meditate? Keep your meditation, if you're a beginner in meditation, if you're new to it, keep it short and regular. You're better off meditating 5 minutes every day rather than half an hour once a week or once a month. You want to keep it short so that it remains palatable and doable into your routine. And what's going to give you all the benefits of meditation is to practice regularly. Daily is really, really strongly recommended. There are different types of meditations out there. The Buddhist meditation, there's walking meditation, there are guided meditations. Those are very popular right now. If you know the application Headspace, which is a very good one, that's a guided meditation. Somebody talks you through mindfulness and talks you through the meditation, so you can relax but you still have a voice talking to you. There are non-guided meditations, and those are silent, and that would be your own practice. That's what I learned, so that's what I'm going to invite you to practice today. And you can always compare if guided or non-guided works best for you. We all have our individual preferences and everybody's unique, so just know what works for you. Guided, non-guided, it doesn't matter. Meditation always has great benefits whatever way you practice it. A few guidelines are necessary. If you are doing a guided meditation, just follow whoever the guide is on an app or somebody you know, or some recorded files you have. If it's non-guided, then we're going to see right now a few guidelines that you need, and then you're going to do your own with the sample we're going to do today. So 9 guidelines for silent meditation. This is in case you do your own meditation, just sitting silently somewhere in your house and you don't have the headphones on, you don't have anybody giving you instructions, but the ones I'm going to give now. First of all, have a dedicated space. A space where preferably there's not a lot of coming in, going through, so don't do it in the middle of your living room. Find a space in your office, in a spare room, in a corner of your bedroom, somewhere. The picture here, that was my living room back in Belgium. I had just a corner of the living room where not many people were going, just in the far corner, where I had some books and some pictures, and I had a cushion on the side, and I had a timer and some objects that helped me to put myself into the right mindset. So dedicate a space and always use that space. It's like the Pavlov conditioning. You're going to go to that space and your mind will know and remember this is what you are here to do, to meditate and calm down the mind. Always sit up when you meditate. Some practices invite you to walk, others you could relax lying on your bed. If you're doing the silent meditation in the way that I'm going to guide you through right now, just sit up. You can sit on a chair, that's perfectly fine, or you can sit on the floor and make it comfortable enough that it doesn't hurt. If your hips can't open, put extra cushions under your sitting bones, put cushions under your knees if that helps. Support you, make it comfortable enough that it doesn't hurt, but not so comfortable that you're going to fall asleep. So don't lay down, just sit up. Keep your back straight. Preferable times to meditate: early morning is always best, really, before even sunrise or before the day starts, or set your alarm 10 minutes earlier and take those 10 minutes, rinse your face to wash off the energy of your sleep, and then meditate early morning. Or before bedtime in the evening is also a good time to just calm down and tune in. But really, if you can't do that early morning or before bedtime, pick a time in your day, but try to be consistent and keep always the same, or more or less the same timing in your day. Turn off your phone and turn off any distractions. Tell, your family members in your household you're going to meditate, and close the door, or make sure nobody's going to distract you for your 5 or 10 minutes you're going to meditate. Just don't interrupt. We're trying to calm the monkey mind, so the last thing we want is for people or phones or TVs to trigger that monkey mind into jumping into something it wants to do. Set a timer. Again, this is, you want to get out of your mind, so out of the mental activity. So you don't want to be thinking, oh, how long has it been? I'm going to open my eyes and see, do I still have 2 minutes? Set a time. If you're going to meditate for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, which is ideal to start, 5 or 10, set a timer, and then you don't have to think about it. The timer is going to ring at the end of the 5 or 10 minutes, and that's your cue. And you don't have to be in your mind thinking about it. Set a personal intention. You're here to meditate. Just tell yourself that and ask the mind to sit back a little bit. Choose a point of focus. It could be external, such as a picture of someone you love, but again, someone who doesn't trigger too many thoughts. We want to tame the monkey mind, not get it going. Or a candle, a flower, whether a live flower or a picture of a flower, some external object that's going to be a single point of focus. Don't put many of them. In my meditation corner on the picture, there's a lot of things, but I meditate with my eyes closed. So it doesn't matter if you meditate with your eyes open, just one object in front of you, again, so that the mind doesn't get distracted too much. It could be an internal point of focus. That's what I do. I close my eyes for 10 minutes. I set the timer and I focus. You could focus on your breath, count or follow the breath coming in and out. Or what I do is I picture a light, a beautiful light in a chakra. That's the third eye right here, or the heart chakra. That's just a center of energy. And that's it. That's my point of focus for the whole 10 minutes. What's going to happen is my mind is going to wander away. That brings me to point 9, 8, and 9 on my slide here. Be patient and loving towards yourself. The mind will wander away. That's a fact, because that's what it's used to doing. So it's going to keep doing what it knows and what it's used to doing. Point 9, when you're out of focus and you're aware that you're out of focus, gently bring it back to focus. So say I've been focusing on a light, my eyes closed, I've been picturing a light in my third eye. That was my intention and my point of focus. And then I realized for the past 3 minutes, I've been thinking about something else, about what I ate last night or what I'm going to have to do tomorrow. Well, once I realize that my mind has been wandering, I gently bring it back to my light, my point of focus. And it's going to be an exercise, just like you're holding a child by the hand and the child goes wandering and wants to cross the street. And, you know, in this case, it's an emergency, so let's choose something not so urgent. But the child starts wandering, and you gently bring it back, you gently hold its hand back and bring it back on the right path near you. So you don't want to be harsh so as not to traumatize yourself for your wandering mind. You just want to gently bring it back. All right, so we're going to do a practice. I will set the timer. I'm bringing up this beautiful image, and I will give a few guidelines, and then we will meditate for 5 minutes. So I'll set the timer. The timer is a gong. It will start at the beginning of the 5 minutes, and then it will ring 3 times the gong at the end of the 5 minutes. During those 5 minutes, I will not talk. So I encourage you to sit up. If you're sitting on a chair, bring your feet flat on the floor. If you're sitting on the floor, make sure you're comfortable enough that you can hold 5 minutes without hurting. If it does hurt, if you know the knees or the legs might get a little numb or knees hurt, you can always, during the meditation, you can always stretch your legs and then bring them back. Just don't make a fuss about it. Just, you know, stretch them, shake them, bring them back, and that's it. Just, you know, don't give the mind the opportunity to go somewhere. Just fix what needs to be fixed and get back to it, to your point of focus. And I invite you to take a deep breath out and in. And out and in. Now is the time to make sure you won't be distracted. You can always pause this video and make sure you are comfortably seated, that your phone is off, that nobody will disturb you for the next 5 minutes. And then come back and sit. Set your intention to meditating and bringing that monkey mind to a calm state. Now is the time to choose your point of focus. If it's external, you can stare at the candle on the screen or something you have in front of you that you choose to focus on. Make it one single object. If it's internal, then close your eyes and choose an internal point of focus. You can picture a light between your eyebrows, that's the third eye, or you can picture a light in your heart center. You can follow your breath in and out. Keep your back straight, your shoulders relaxed. And remember, keep your point of focus for the whole 5 minutes. Every time your thoughts wander and are distracted, and you realize that it's happening, just bring it back to your point of focus. That's all you need to do in the next 5 minutes. Every time you notice it's going away, bring it back over and over again. Enjoy. Gently wiggle your fingers and toes. Move your hands and feet. When you're ready to give yourself a nice and long stretch, bring your arms up above the head and stretch high up above. Stretch, stretch higher and release. That's it for our 5-minute meditation and a webinar presentation. Thank you for being here. And you can thank yourself for giving yourself that nice moment. And I would say goodbye and thank you.